Shalom. Welcome back. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, praises, and honors to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I want to say salutations to you brothers that's doing this word in sincerity and in truth. And this lesson is basically going to be about rebellion. All right. There's a spirit of rebellion out here in Mystery Babylon right now. Okay. Now, this is going to be an article from Daily Mail. And it says, Land of the Free. Healthcare workers are heckled as they stand in front of anti-lockdown protesters' cars in Colorado, and more demonstrations erupt across the U.S. Right? So this spirit, Salaki, this spirit of rebellion is heavy right now. And this is Satan messing with me. But let me get the definition of rebellion. It says, it says armed resistance to an established government or ruler. Now, if you go back to Michigan, you saw certain the so-called patriot guys standing on the Capitol with what? They had their arms. It says defiance of authority or control, the act of rebelling. And that's the spirit that's out here in Babylon right now, that spirit of rebellion. Because it's locked down over this this BS virus is stirring up the people. All right. The people know that the short side of completely shutting down the economy and shutting down everything around you is that you're going to have effects from that. All right. You see the long lines at food banks. You see the unemployment numbers hitting record highs. You see stores filing for bankruptcy. Right. You had Neiman Marcus, which is some high-end store that been around for a while. They just filed for bankruptcy. So you got more and more of the retail apocalypse showing up, right? All from the effects of this shutdown, this shelter-in-place order that's been brought out all across the nation, right? But let's go back. Salaki. Let me see if I can reload this. All right, here you go. And it says healthcare workers clashed with anti-lockdown protesters in Colorado on Sunday, defiantly standing in front of the cars of demonstrators who flocked to the state capitol in their hundreds to urge Governor Jared Polis to lift COVID-19 induced stay-at-home orders. Protests against state lockdown implemented to combat the novel coronavirus outbreak continued nationwide this afternoon as a fervent disdain for the restrictions that have shut down much of the country's economy continues to slowly spread across the U.S. Tilted Operation Gridlock, the day's largest demonstration, took place in Denver, where hundreds of protesters ignored social distancing guidelines to huddle together on the lawn of the state capitol, waving flags. Emblazoned with slogans such as "Your health does not supersede my right, freedom over fear, and I would rather risk coronavirus than socialism." See, a lot of these, and Esau knows what time it is, man. They know what time that the elite are trying to pull their New World Order card, okay? Because you see what they were saying, man. They would rather risk coronavirus over socialism because Esau's ultimate plan is to basically have the public on their knees begging for a solution, and that solution is going to be the mark of the beast. But before we get to that, and before I was listening to what's his name earlier, Alex Jones, and he had brought out a point that they could have another virus waiting in the wings, which is the real deal, which has the real fatality rate, a real high fatality rate that's really going to do damage out here, and they can roll that out soon as they ease these restrictions. Just to say, see, we let these people go back to work, we open up these businesses, and see what happened next. So this is all one big plan and all one big play. So just keep your eyes open, because they got to get those numbers up to justify this thing, right? They got to get these numbers up. It says mobilized by a number of groups on social media, the protesters called Governor Polis a tyrant And instead of ongoing economic costs of the shutdown was no longer worth the few lives it would save. But the protesters' efforts weren't without resistance. A group of healthcare workers stood in the street, clad in their scrubs and face masks, to counter protester calls for reopening, silently obstructing cars as they drove down towards the Capitol. Right. So, let me click on these pictures. So you got these so-called, and this could have been staged, which I really believe this was staged. You got time to, COVID-19 is such a big deal. Why you ain't in the hospital helping patients, but you on the street blocking traffic? All right, this don't make any sense. But this could easily be, provocateurs to rile up even more people, because it's all through the spirit. All right, they got to bring this chaos. All right, you got this drunk lady hanging out the car. And even they got a Jake. Jake hopped out of his car, man. So it's all in the spirit. You see all these people, man, they're riled up. They don't give a hell about these orders, man. Okay? He says, liberate Colorado, facts over fear. And this is going on all across the country, all right? Lord willing, in post-production, I'll add a video that shows some of this, man. But let me get some scriptures. Let's go to the book of Second Esdras. And we've been going to Second Esdras so much because it's deep. We are fulfilling these prophecies, all right? The spirit of Yahushua is what? The spirit of prophecy, as the scriptures say. And that's what time we're in. This is Second Esdras 9:3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, which you got earthquakes everywhere, and guess what you got now? You got uproars. All right? Thou shalt well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. And these things have been prophesied. The economy crashing, all right? This new world order being established by the elites, the rollout of the mark of the beast, a cashless society, which you're going to need an implanted chip to buy or sell. That's right around the corner. That war is coming, where all these nations are going to fight with nuclear arms, which is spoken about throughout the scriptures, Jeremiah, Isaiah, Revelation, so on and so forth. All these things are coming to a head, like a pot of water boiling over. It's due time. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and the end, and the end is manifest, right? So these are tokens of that manifestation, man, right? These Edomites, man, they're gonna fight each other, fight other Edomites, what for trying to keep this bitch propped up, because the elites really don't give a fuck about the rest of their Edomite brethren, man. They only care about their tight circle and the hell with everybody else, man. All right, they damn sure don't care nothing about you Jakes out there, man. Right? But you see these people riding around, waving flags and all this other nonsense, man. That's the spirit, right? And then they start showing tweets. But let's go back to some of this article, if there's any more. It says, now watch this. President Trump praises protesters. It says President Trump appeared to praise the actions of the protesters during his Sunday White House briefing, despite the demonstrations of defying stay-at-home orders. So even, they're going to say they send a mixed messages, man. And when you got a country where you got half the population on one thing and the other half on another thing, that spells doom. That spells ultimate doom for that place, man. All right? For that kingdom, right? It says, I've seen the people and I've seen interviews of the people. These are great people, Trump said. They've got cabin fever. They want their lives back. The president rejected the assertion that he was inciting violence in his words of encouragement, as one reporter pointed out that governors around the country were seeing a quick uptick in death threats. And that's beautiful right there, man. Because they're going to be gunning for these people, man. These people are going to have to they already got security, man. But they're going to have to really have, top flight security in a minute, man. Because these people are coming to cut these people's heads off. Because guess what? They're destroying their whole way of life. They're talking about all these bailouts of businesses and banks and this and that. But the average person that ain't been working for all these months, and all you send them is a measly $1,200. Hey, these people are hot, man, and they gonna take out their frustration on these politicians. But let me go back to the scriptures and keep this thing moving. Let's go to the book of Matthew 12 and 25. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? Right. So we was just going through the photos, man. And you got the so-called healthcare workers out there at odds with what? The so-called American people. All right. The Babylonian people out here. So it's coming to a head, man. And then you got the people against what? The politicians. And it's all beautiful, man. Actually, let me get that real quick. Let's go to the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15 and 16. It says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So this is a direct disobedience of what? That order that these governors all across the country put out, right? So this is what time it is, man. The longer they try to prolong this, and Alex Jones just might be right. They might release another virus, even more deadlier, just to put these people back in their place. All right. And then you got the people online. I guess this is Twitter or whatever. This is one person says, "How dumb do y'all gotta be? Doctors and nurses are risking their lives for your health, and you do this shit. Anyone that protests should not get medical help if they get it." Right. So people really believe. You got certain people out here, they believe in COVID, man, and they're mad that these people are out here, no masks, no gloves. They all rallied with each other, not worried about that bullshit. You know. And that's beautiful, man. And they all fulfilling prophecy. But this video went long enough. I want to give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And I want to say shalom the next time.